Hey guys, so how's it going? It's been a really long time since I've done something like this, so I know it's kind of weird to get back into it. So today I want to talk about why I had to cut my hair. In my last video, my hair was much longer than this. Back in 2018, my hair had grown a lot. Now, for most people who knew me, I had a tendency to cut my hair a lot. So I would cut maybe 1 inch to 2 inches every 3 months, just because I really liked cutting my hair. And so about 2017, it was the longest it had grown, even with the cutting, because maintaining the length of your hair is easy enough to do if you care it. So even if you cut a lot of hair over time, it will grow and it will be long. So in 2017, my hair was healthy, long, full, and just beautiful, okay? And 2018 rolls around. I had to move to Sweden. I had to go to school there in Gothenburg, and I was living by myself. I was taking care of myself, I think, I don't know. And I had an idea that I was losing more hair than I usually lost, because the hairs, they started coming out in like strands. Like I would do this and strands of my hair would just come right out. And I thought maybe it had to do with the water, because I know that some people complain that when you go to these foreign countries, the water can be hard. But in Sweden, we drank the water straight from the tap. It was fine. So I was worried that it might have been that, but it wasn't. And so right around the time that I realized that my hair was shedding really badly, I had some major health issues, meaning I had to go to the hospital. I was almost hospitalized. It was really crazy. But when I went to the doctor, they told me, well, first when I went there, they almost admitted me, because the doctor couldn't figure out how it was that I wasn't a vegan. I ate a lot of food daily, and I still had really terrible iron levels. They wanted to admit me so that they could figure out why my iron levels were so low. And it turned out that although I was always aware that I was anemic, when I went to Sweden to live, it got really worse. So I became severely anemic, to the point where I had to get an infusion of iron in order to leave the hospital. If I didn't get the infusion, they would have kept me there. So I got the infusion, but it was already too late. I had bald patches in my head where hair should have been, because my hair was just falling out like crazy. I mean, I'd never experienced anything like that before in my life. So it was really scary, but I knew that it was because I was anemic and because it was so severe at the time. So what I did was that in 2018, about maybe May, I did a small cut. So I started cutting off my hair then, because I couldn't do a puff. I couldn't put my hair up because it would just fall very limp. And so I just said, you know what, it's hair. It's hair. When I had this issue, I was just like, okay, I have no problem. Let's just cut it off. It's just hair anyway. It grows, and I'm a testament to that. So I cut the hair off, started going really slowly. My hair was about to down here, and I cut it to here. And then I just kept cutting it. And around June, I cut it to here. So all my hair I cut to here, and then I colored it with a box dye. Now, box dyes are a no-no, they're a joke. and I went for the blonde. So I'll insert a picture of my awesome box dyed hair. But honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that I knew that the hair wasn't healthy, I would have never box dyed it, meaning that I was already ready to let that hair go. I didn't care about it. Whatever, it was just bad hair and I didn't like it, and I just dyed it with a box dye. It came out like a kind of bronzy color. Loved it. And so I wore that color out because I wanted it to be like the demarcation between where the healthy hair was growing and where the unhealthy hair was growing. So I left Sweden in June and I came back to Jamaica. And then when I was back home, I thought to myself, you're gonna cut this hair anyway. Why don't you just bleach it and dye it red?
Hell no!
And I was just like, yes, thank you, ready. So I bleached my hair and I dyed it red, and it was this whole crazy thing. I mean, my mother was just like, what are you doing? And my friends thought it was hilarious, but you know, I'm the type of person, really, I just do anything I want with my hair because I feel like it's just hair. It's never a big deal to me. I don't think it should be a big deal what people do with their hair, but I understand that to some people it's a big deal, but I do whatever. So I decided to just wear it out, and I kept cutting it until it was very short again. So I just started cutting it and phasing it out. So after some time, I got sick again. I got really sick towards the end of 2018, and it wasn't as bad as before, but it was definitely very strange, because the reason I went to the hospital when I was in Sweden was for a health issue that the doctors weren't able to identify. So by the time I was back in Jamaica at the end of 2018, whatever was causing the problems back then was present again. So my health started to deteriorate, and I just thought, you know, whatever. I'm sick again and I just need to figure it out. So I had started growing my hair out, but when I got sick again, my hair also got sick. My hair reacts like that. It's very awful. And then I just started cutting more and more hair. I wore my hair very short. I did it in braids, and my hair grows very fast. I think the rate of my hair growth is faster than most, and I'm able to retain a lot of hair because I take, you know, I care for my hair, whatever. And so I was cutting and it was growing, but my health was bad, and so my hair actually just started growing in this odd loose texture that I knew wasn't my hair texture. So I cut that off, and then I started growing it again at the midway through 2019, and it was good. But then it brings us to now, where my hair has grown out quite a bit. It's looking good, it's looking healthy, but it's still not healthy 100%. My hair is about this long, but from about right here to right here, my hair is a different texture. So it's loose, whereas upwards of hair and downwards of hair, it's thick and coily. So the reason for that is that sometimes when you get ill, the texture of your hair can change. And I knew that all along, because when I was sick before, my hair texture had completely changed. So my hair is just reacting to the fact that my body was just unwell at the time that it was growing. And it's similar to heat damage, but the difference between heat damage and health damage is that you can get heat damage anywhere on your head. In fact, you can get heat damage in places that you probably won't even recognize. health damage is hard to ignore because all over my head, 2 inches from the roots and 2 inches down, all of my hair is the same texture, and that texture is different from the texture at the roots and at the ends. So it means that at the ends of my hair is a period where I was healthier, and at the roots it's also a period where I was healthier. But this one little section in the middle, all throughout my head, it's not something I can cut out. It's something that I'll grow out, or I'll try to use. I have some remedies that I'll try. I don't think it's permanent. I think it's something that can be worked around, but it will show. So I don't know if there's anybody else who has this kind of issue where you're anemic and it changes the texture of your hair depending on your health. So it definitely did that to me. And so for 2 years, I had to keep cutting my hair so that it could get to a place where it was healthier. Definitely my hair is healthy. Even the parts where it's looser, it's still very healthy. At the end of the day, it's just hair. I don't mind cutting it because it always grows. My thing is that I'm not really afraid of regrowing my hair. I like when my hair is full. I like when it's long. I like when it's curly and just, you know, but I can't do that unless I'm healthy. And so now what I do is I take supplements for my iron deficiency. I think I'm better now than I had been when I was away, for sure. I don't get infusions anymore. I just take the medication for my anemia, and that really helps. But at any point where I do get sick, my hair also gets sick. And so, as anybody could tell you, if you want to have healthy long hair, you have to be healthy in your body. I mean, it's a no-brainer, but it can be harder than it looks. So that's what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, that's it.